Hi guys, how are you doing today? I hope everyone is well, and I am going to do the Crazy Craft Challenge, which is making 3 journal cards using paint, only using your hands, fingers for the paint. So I've got more than 3 here, but this is just an index card. This is watercolor paper, and I'm not sure what my third one will be. If it will be that, or I'll do something totally different. But I'm going to start with my watercolor paper, and I've got watercolors here, and I've got some acrylics over. I did this in my live yesterday, so I had a little bit of practice. But I have some new ideas. Also, I'm adding another level of challenge for me is I'm going to use my non-dominant hand because it's not hurting so bad today, but I've got tendonitis or tennis elbow. It's where it hurts here. And it hurt really bad on Friday, and then it didn't hurt on Saturday, so I used my arm on Saturday, and then Sunday it hurt. So I'm like, all right, it doesn't hurt today on Monday, so I better not use it too much. So I've got my watercolors. I'm probably going to stick with my earthy colors over here. These are I was going to say Golden. It is made by Golden, but it's QUO? Is that? I forget. I don't know. They come in tubes, and then I put them in this, and they make a nice little mess. So, and I did watch a few videos, and you'd think I'd get more ideas. I did get ideas, but not like where I'm going to copy people, but more like, alright, well, for one, if you want your watercolors to flow on your watercolor paper, then you kind of want to, have your watercolor wet, your paper wet. And a lot of people were just kind of doing that on dry watercolor paper. So I was like, okay, might be nice for people to know that getting the watercolor paper wet first could help them if they want, you know, some good flow. This watercolor paper, all right, I'm trying out. Walmart used to have the Canson, I think, and now they have different, I was going to say flavors. Now they have different different brands, and so I'm trying out the brands for you to see how they work. I did not love the mixed media of this brand, and basically this brand is oh, it's the bright blue one. And the other one is B something. I'll do another video that shows all that, but this is like kind of soaking up the water, kind of. And then because of the watercolors I'm using, they fan out a lot. Honey, I let her sit on the printer. Leave her be. She's allowed to sit on the printer. Just let her alone. So right now I just want to kind of make a background. It would help if I got my finger wet too, I bet. So I'm just using a few different colors and just got some blues and greens and browns, and then the plan is to do something on this afterwards. All right. If I wet the back, it might lay flatter. Might not curl up so much. Oh, and then you got to remember that you have paint on your finger. There you go. That helped. I wet the back. That made a big difference. There's a lot of water here. A little bit of brown in the background, maybe. I think she wants lunch, Mike. Well, I know she does, because I think she was asking for lunch even earlier. Kitty is being... Or outside, she'd go for that, too. I remembered water this time. I did not remember... Well, I didn't use watercolor last time, so I didn't think about it. Alright. This is like super wet, so I'm going to go ahead. If you don't like this sound, turn off your sound. to take another one of these to get some of this wet off. That way it'll dry a little bit faster maybe. Getting a muddy green color now, huh? Yes, if I had made this wet first, it would have made a difference. Except for I didn't think about it because I was trying to get some wet off, not add wet to it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that kind of looks like a tree. That's kind of cool. Just want to take some of this muddiness off a little bit. Yeah, you can see it's much drier now. Before it was like just super wet. Alright, I'm going to pause because I just realized this is going to take a minute or so. Alright, and I'm just kind of working on all 3 cards all at once. On this one, I'm going to do acrylic paint. This is the one that is index card. I also had some other, had some thick cardstock I was using yesterday. I could have used that. But it's in a pile over here somewhere when I cleaned off my desk. I'm looking for, I know you're wondering what I'm doing. I'm looking for my magenta. That's what I'm looking for. It's disappeared. Wait, is this it? This should be it. Nope, that's not it. That's yellow. Huh. That is weird. Because it was here yesterday. And I wanted to use it underneath. That is weird. That is really weird. So weird. Alright, I'll use this rose then, I guess. Oh my goodness. How many of you were telling me it was like right in front of me? This magenta right here. That's what I'm looking for. I apparently had already found it. And now you know. Also, I feel like I did not explain myself very good at the very beginning as what this is. This challenge. I'm just assuming y'all are like all on board with what this challenge is. It is the Crazy Craft Challenge. It's a collaboration between Pam at the Paper Outpost and Louisa Heinzel, because people kept asking Louisa to do a, you know, they were like, oh, will you do a collaboration with Pam? Will you do a collaboration with Pam? I'm assuming that's what happened, because that seemed to be what Louisa was saying. Hey, I'm not painting. I'm taking off paint. I just want a layer of magenta on here. This is not very thick. I really kind of need my thick cardstock. That's all right. I can back it with something later. All right. All right. So yes, it's it's a collaboration between Louisa Heinzel and Pam at the Paper Outpost, and then they opened it for anybody can do it. That's what I'm trying to say. And the hashtag is the Crazy Craft Challenge. Now, I did not find this particular week to be so much of a challenge. Because I don't know, I'm trying to get the yellow in there. I use my, there we go. That's what I wanted to try. I use my fingers a lot for painting. So what I did is I just put a drop of water on there and then filled it. Whoops, that's a bigger drop. It's alright. What's the matter, baby girl? Because watercolor will only go where it's wet. So if I can make like a drop like that, then I can just kind of fill it with the paint color that I want. It does help if that's flat. But it's not as easy as I thought it would be. It's not super hard, but I thought it was going to be easier than it is. In my brain, it went different. Mike, did you feed her lunch when you were upstairs?
Lunch? Yeah, breakfast? Yeah.
You know I'm recording, right? Alright, I'm going to make these flatter. Ah, there we go. It's sort of a circle. Alright, that's good. I want those to be circles. Those are the middle of my flowers. That's what those are. That's what they're supposed to be. I've got 3 flowers, I guess. 3 should be enough, right? Oh, I feel like 3 is not enough. Alright, let's do a couple over here. Oh, see, now my finger's already nice and yellow, so I don't want them lined up perfectly. And I want them of different sizes, but there we go. Ooh, that's kind of cool. There's a little bit of, oh, I have a little bit of magenta left on my finger, which came out in that. Alright, so I wanted a background because I didn't want like a perfectly white. But now I need to let that dry somehow while staying flat-ish. Otherwise I'm going to get ovals instead of circles. Alright, I'm going to see if I can blow dry them dry. Alright, so I'm holding this far enough away, trying to keep the shape. I don't want it to move all the way around. But I also don't want to like keep it on one part of the paper the whole time, or I will burn things up. But I'm hoping it's at least on the paper enough. I'm going to take the tissue and just take some of the water up so it will dry a little faster. But I wanted to make sure you guys saw that I did that, so you're not like, well, how'd you get that to dry like that? Well, I didn't. I had to take some water off, which also took some color, off. But it's still, so I wanted to dry it a little bit first so that at least most of the color will hopefully stay. There we go. That corner of the napkin is wet. I do not know what my cat wants. She's not usually this loud. She's just being kind of a, oh, Mike closed his door. That's one, but she started meowing before. I don't know. Alright, I'm going to put that to the side to dry some more. And then I wish my hands were small like Amy's at Crafty Cat, because I want to try this. Oh, I'm using my left hand though, right? It's going to be the challenge. Okay. I'm going to have to use both hands for this, because I need one hand to put my paint on the side of my finger. Let's see if this will work or not. Start with my pinky, and I might go up. What if I put some water with it, if it would help? I don't know. You know what I'm trying to do? I know what I'm trying to do, I just don't know if it's going to happen. And I'm just kind of bending my finger and just keep going around. What if I get it wet? I don't know. Just want it to spread a little bit more. What is wrong with you, Hallie? You're being bossy today. What is up with that? Alright, I'll have to come in with some lighter and darker probably. I think I would have been better off just doing lips. It's not coming out like I hoped, but you know, I had to try. You know, I had to try. But I'll come back in and with something. I don't know what. What can I come in with? Why aren't you guys giving me ideas? Oh my goodness, and somebody please tell me what is up with my cat. Right. Well, it doesn't have to be super perfect, because nature is not super perfect. But But. Alright, let me add a little bit of white to this and see if I can get a lighter color in there. I know you're all just like, what the heck is this lady doing? None of this makes any sense. Let's try this way then. Since the other way didn't work very well. Not that you'll be able to tell what it is even now, or what the intention was. This is, and of course using my, I would have a little bit more control if I was using my right hand. I'm not left-handed, by the way, so new people here who see me using my left hand, that's not my dominant hand. I've just, in case you like fast forwarded at the beginning, I'm using my non-dominant hand to add a little challenge to the challenge. And it is making it a little bit more challenging. Come on. Who do I want? It's not doing what I want. I know you're probably thinking, well, if you did it this way, it would look great. And I'm not seeing what you're seeing, so I'm not there yet. Can you tell that it's supposed to be a rose? It's supposed to be. Whether it is or not, we'll see. But once it dries, I will come in with a pen to give it some definition, I guess. Right now it's got texture, at least. That's something. So I'm going to set that aside to dry, and I've got the other watercolor, and then I've got this one, which I'm going to, I've got this turquoise stencil butter, but I'm not going to use it in a stencil. I want it as a base on here, but I want a little bit of the pink to show through. That's why I have done the pink underlayer, so that I can try to not get it on there perfectly and have some pink showing through. That's the idea. And just kind of going every which way, apparently. We're not caring, are we? There we go. So now I've got my stencil butter on there. I sort of wish it was all going one direction, but that's my own doing. I did two directions. I misunderstood the assignment. Doesn't matter. It can go all different directions. Alright, that's shiny. Now, I did not do great. This one, I'm trying to do better on what I did last time with this one. So let's see, how's this one doing? Are those fairly dry? Alright, let me find, I might even pause and go wash my hands, because this stuff does not come off easily. The stencil butter. It probably even says don't use it with your fingers. Alright, let me go wash that off real quick. I'm going to pause and go wash that off real quick. Now I'm trying to think of what part I want to try next. Oh, and the secret to getting acrylic paint off your hands is warm water. So you put your hands under the water, and at first it's cold, and you're like, oh, it's not coming off. Then it gets warm, it starts coming off. Then it gets hot, and you're like, well, hotter is better, right? Nah, it actually comes best with warm water. Alright, let's see if I can do this. Now I'm using acrylic paint on here. I gotta say this would be easier with my other hand. And since you're using your fingers, as long as you make your flowers bigger, you don't have to worry about... Oh shoot, I should have come, maybe I should come from the outside. Hold on. If I want rounded edges on the outside of my... Yep, messing up. I'm messing up. Are you guys messing up? Let me know if you are trying this challenge. And I've been trying it. And make sure you use the hashtag if you do try this challenge. And that way people can find you to watch your part of it. Ah! So now you know you can make daisy petals with your finger. This might be easier. That's right. I can go back over the middle. The middle is at least helping me know where the middle is. You know what I mean? Alright, that's probably good. Let's see. That's another bigger one. I don't know why I'm being chintzy with the white. I'm going to be using a lot, but I guess maybe I'm worried it's going to dry out too fast. I don't know. Alright. Problem is I've got more paint on that part of my finger than on the tip of my finger. I think I need it on the tip. I don't know. So yeah, this is just what I'll be doing for the next few minutes. If you want to fast forward, I don't blame you. I've gotten a few new subscribers lately, which is nice. I know some of it is the challenge, and some of it might be, you might have seen me in... Right, this one has like way more petals. What the heck? You might have seen me in another group, in a live talking or whatever. And if, you know, regardless of the reason, thanks for coming and checking me out. And I hope that, you know, if nothing else, a little entertainment. I don't know. When things don't go right, it's kind of funny. I know you guys are not like cheering on for things to not go right. I know most of the people that come here are cheering me on for things to work out awesomely great. But they've probably never finger painted with their non-dominant hand. That was not part of the challenge. The non-dominant hand thing, that's what I added for myself because, I don't know, painting with your finger did not seem so crazy to me. So I had to make it harder. I had to make it more challenging. I mean, come on, let's make it into a challenge. And I was gonna do more like the mixed media and the background and stuff. What happened though was, after I watched Pam's video and Louisa Heinzel, Junk Journal Art, and Pam, the Paper Outpost. Then I was on Instagram and looking at videos on Instagram because I do that sometimes. And I saw a couple of things and was like, oh, I wonder if I can do those with my hand. The rose was one, and no, I cannot do the rose with my hand. And then the little flowers that I'm going to do with the dark background is the other one. Which at least those are shorter petals, so it won't... And I tried doing 5 petals the other day, but I think I'm just going to do 3 on those. You know what? Maybe I'm trying to be too perfect on this. Let's go faster. What happens if we go faster and it's less perfect? Well, even less perfect than it is now. Let's put it that way. There's no perfection happening here. But now you see why I wanted a background, so that I wouldn't just be doing this on white. Whoops. Part of my problem is I'm getting paint on the wrong part of my finger. So yes, I could have done this with just the 3 and I think it would have been alright. More white. Well, not sure how those are going to turn out in the end, but they kind of look like daisies, right? Oh, I'm using my right hand. It's like I forgot how to use my right hand now, too. Let's see if I can scrape some of this paint off, maybe. Nope, it's pretty dried on there now. I will probably add new something in the middle there, even if I use the Derwent's or something. Alright, so that's going to dry for a minute, and oops, I do wish I had used the thicker stuff, because this is just me. I'm going to help myself a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and back it on. We didn't need that side to be perfect anyway. Back it on another piece, and that way I will hopefully stay flatter for me. Hey, I only have to paint with my non-dominant hand. I can glue with my dominant hand. And if you have die cuts or impresslets or embossing folders and whatnot, if you take just some painty paper like this, especially the impresslets, and use them in that, they come out really cool. You can see some examples of that in my shop, Eclectic Junk Journals. That's my Etsy shop. Alright, now this is straighter. It's helpful. Okay. See, last time I tried to do my pinky and it didn't help. So I just want 1, 2, 3 maybe? I don't know. Maybe I want 4. I want more white paint. That's what I want. This is not as... You would think the smaller petals would be easier. It's basically just your you know, finger. But it's not. Alright, 1, 2, unless I make it easier. 3, 4, fine. We'll try to make it a little bit easier. That would make more sense. 1, 2, 3, 4. There, that's easier. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I forgot that I wanted to grunge this up a little bit more first, but that's okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know. Maybe it helps to have the circle in the middle first. I don't know. Okay, guess I'm almost out. I just need the tiniest bit more white paint. I just need a couple more flowers, and I want to do something else with the white paint. Not much. 1, 2. That was way more white paint than I wanted. Okay. Then the other thing I want to do is I just kind of want to come around and I'm going to go over this part here, this weird parts that I'm doing. I'm actually going to go over with ink afterwards. This is be easier with my other hand. I'm trying to do, oh man, I wanted a, alright, now it just looks weird. I don't know. Why'd I try it in the middle? I should have stuck to the edges like what I did before. And also, this paint is drying faster. than yesterday. Is it drier today? I don't know. Did I use a different finger yesterday? Can I switch back to my other hand? I know that's not part of the challenge and I can switch back to my other hand at any time, but I'm trying to get kind of a cloudy. Jenny Belly was doing it the other day. Why can't I do it? You know, when it doesn't do what you want, you just come in and do it in more places to make it look on purpose. That's what you do. Then you get your fingerprint right in the middle. Okay, part of the problem is I'm doing this on top of stencil butter, I guess, might be part of the problem. But I did it on top of stencil butter yesterday and didn't have this much of a problem. Alright, these need to dry so that I can, or maybe they don't, maybe I'll just, alright, whew, the paint is a little bit strong. Maybe that's the problem, maybe I'm inhaling fumes too much. Oh my goodness, I didn't want this to be a long video, I wanted it to be short, I wanted it to be cute, but no, nothing comes out the way you want it to. Alright, let's just put that aside for a minute, and let's go ahead and do our leaves. Green? Green. Green. Is green so hard to find? Where's the other green? Let's do this green, which is a heavy body acrylic, Viridian hue. And just a tiny bit of this brilliant yellow green. And I'm just gonna mix them together and hope that I can make a leaf. See, usually leaves of roses have the little, I don't know, the whatchamacallits, the little spiky bits on them, but I don't think I could do that. Do another one down here. Reminding you that I'm using my non-dominant hand. Not that it would be much better with my dominant hand, I'm just saying. Be nice. Alright, we will fix that with, what will we fix it with? We'll fix it with stuff. Alright, now, this next thing I'm going to do is not technically using my fingers, but it's sort of using my fingers. Alright, I'm just finding a piece of this. Just getting that all nicely on the edge there. Because I want to put some lines. Not exactly how I wanted the lines to be, but that's how they're ending up. And a different color than the leaves might have been good. I don't know. Depends what we're going for. I don't know what are we going for. I don't even know. Alright, now we have kind of a background on that to take the focus a little bit away from what's going on. I don't know, do we want to do that with this? want something else in the background, I guess. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm just making a mess now. Maybe do a little bit in the corners, just to, or the edges, or a little bit in the corners. And now, see, I did not do that on purpose. It's very hard to remember to only use your non-dominant hand. In case you guys thought I was ambidextrous, now you know. Not totally. Because otherwise, I'd be going just as fast with this hand as I was the other one just now. There we go. Got a little bit of a border going on here now, I guess. Didn't I have a wipe a second ago? I don't know. That's dry. We'll just scrape that up later. We'll just get the wet bits off for now. Guess I could hold on. Alright, now this one, I want a little bit of, I need a little bit of brown on there. Or something. Or, ooh, no, not that. I've got the burnt sienna, but where's my, I don't want the burnt. It's too muddy. I want the, not Mars Black, the raw umber. If I can get the cover off. I couldn't get the cover off yesterday. So I might have to use burnt umber again. Using burnt umber. And I should have done it before I did my flowers. That's what I'm a little annoyed with myself now, but that's alright. It's just too shiny, and this helps take down some of the, I don't know what it does, but whoops, that's not what I meant to do. Alright, like I said, should have done it before I did the flowers. Kind of annoyed with myself. So I'm going to clean my hand a little bit. Forgot I had that water there. I could be cleaning my hands right there, huh? Alright, let me come back with the white. And just for speed sense, I'm just gonna use this hand real quick, because I can just do it faster. I can do anything, you can do better. What? That's not the words. What's wrong with you, lady? Alright. Oh, it's my right hand singing to my left hand. I can do anything better than you. I know what you're thinking. It's just a big poopy mess. It might be. Alright. This has to be totally dry, this flower, before I can mark on it. Especially if you're using any of these types of pens, like the Copic or the, even a Sharpie, really. Or, that's another Copic. I've ruined so many pens writing on that too soon. So this week I've just been trying to, I'm just using my, this is just a Sharpie S gel, but this feels pretty dry, so I'm still using my left hand. Oh my goodness. I don't usually draw roses anyway. I'm not. So, you know, it doesn't make a lot of sense that I'm trying to draw one with my left hand. But, you know, we do things for, well, we do things for fun. It's just supposed to be fun. If it doesn't come out perfect, oh, it's not good. Nothing comes out perfect. Even nature is not perfect. You will not find that every rose is perfectly perfect and all the same. So I wouldn't strive for perfect. Even nature's not perfect. Especially once a bug gets to it. I'm trying to follow some of the lines of the paint if I can, because then it will look a little bit more natural, maybe. Not natural. This is obviously not a natural. And I'm kind of going over the lines twice, so it looks like I'm doing this messy drawing on purpose. Whoops, didn't mean to get that messy. I hope you were able to see what I just did. So now it looks a little bit more like a rose, hopefully, or some kind of, like, maybe not a proper type rose, but some kind of a rose. Whoops. that's not going well. Oh my goodness. We'll just trying to get the there we go. Alright, so there is one. Hold on. I don't know what you can see. There's one finished. As finished as it's gonna get, unless I like edge it. I probably will edge them with something, but yep. If I knew how to go back in and edit so that you wouldn't have to watch this part, but you know, I think you get what I'm doing. I'm just outlining the petals. I'm gonna do that on the other white flowers too. So that's all I'm doing with my left hand, outlining those petals. I'm gonna pause and I'll be back. Now I realized that the painting part was the challenge part, and I could have done the pen part with my dominant hand, but I also think that it gives it a different look. Alright, now the hard part is going to be getting the little tiny dot of yellow in the middle. That's going to be the hard part. So I've got this Master's Touch. I think it was on sale, is why I got that brand. But it's yellow ochre. And I like my yellow ochre. I really do say, if I don't, I'm not using, I tried it last time. I tried using, ooh, let's try the back of this. I ended up using my finger anyway. But, nope, that works really well. I'm just using the back of this pen. I'm still not using a paintbrush. But there are some things that you just, fingers don't work for. And tiny little centers of circles are one of them. So I figure that'll be my one concession there. These flowers are bigger though, so I can go ahead and use yellow ochre. I can use my finger for that. Because now I've got all that white on there, so I need my centers to be centered again, to be dominant, even though I'm covering up that lovely watercolor I had there in the first place. That's alright. It was a technique that was, you know, kind of fun to show, even if I did end up covering it up. Now if I was using a paintbrush or my right hand, I probably wouldn't have had to cover them up so much. So let me get out my, I want to just, you know, just kind of, oh, one thing I definitely want to do is, on this one, which I still need to cut out, I want to take this forest moss, and these white bits here, I want to cover with the forest moss. And now you see the difference that makes just by adding that ink on top of the white. It just makes I don't know. It just, something about that green with that turquoise. I don't know what I like about it, but I like something about it. I'm not cutting with my, no, I can't cut with my left hand to save my life. That's not going to happen. Just cut this off of here. Yeah, you can see a couple of times I had to like make sure my pen was still working because my paint was still a little bit wet. Yeah, you will ruin pens if your paint is not dry. The S-Gel did okay. It still kept working even after the fact. And yes, like I said, I could have used my dominant hand to do the tracing, but it would have been a whole different look. And I think this is kind of an interesting look. I think that could have been one of their crazy challenges, is to use your non-dominant hand to make something. If it is, then I've already done it. I hope you guys have a delightful day. Those are my 3 journal tags made using my hands to paint, and extra challenge for me, use my non-dominant hand, because I'm trying to give my other hand a break. It's also the reason. Also, what made me think of that is when I was scrolling after watching Pam and Louisa do their videos, Martha, Miami Small Art, came up, and she's left-handed, and that is what prompted me to try that. There's always something, like some kind of weird thing that happens that, you know, some kind of weird thing that happens that connects things in your brain. I'm like, oh, I'm going to try that. And so that was part of it. Hope you all have a delightful day. Bye.